Hi everyone and welcome to Public Speaking Online here at Virginia Western. In this short video, I wanted to give you a quick guide on how to take this course, since you probably have a lot of questions about how speeches will work, how to navigate Blackboard, and all of the assignments that may be due. So to do that, we're going to walk through the syllabus to kind of give you a quick overview of the course, and then I'm also going to show you how to do a couple of elements in the Week 1 unit. All right, so let's go ahead and get started by taking a look at the syllabus. You can see that I am already logged into my VWCC and that I have located our online course here in the menu. When you click on that, it's going to take you to the Start Here syllabus section. Now, you can view that syllabus right here in this area and simply scroll down, or if you'd prefer, you can look at a PDF version here. And if you click on that, it will open up the PDF viewer where you can view this in traditional PDF form, and you can also print that by going to this print icon here, or you can download it and save that to your computer. All right, so let's take a look at this syllabus piece by piece and start up here at the top, which of course gives you some just kind of general information here, some of the things that you need for this course, as well as my contact information and office hours. Now let's jump into how you get your grades. And basically there are 4 sections, and let's start with this first 30% here, the in-class plus homework stuff. That includes the lecture videos you'll watch each week as well as the discussion board posts. Now also you will have weekly readings and an online quiz as well as a communication journal each week. And those activities are really considered like your homework time. There is about 20% that represents speech preparation that you're going to do with your cohort. Now, a cohort is just a group of classmates, and we are going to separate into cohorts for the informative and persuasive speeches. These are the people that you are going to plan your session with, as well as the people that you're going to present your session with. And you also will work together for your peer evaluations. Now, of course, as you can imagine, because this is a public speaking course, 45%, the biggest part of your grade, is your speeches. And we have 3 speeches in this course: a self-introduction speech, an informative speech, and a persuasive speech. And then lastly, at the end of the semester, we have a final exam seminar. And rather than have a traditional paper exam, which I think is terrible for a public speaking course, you're going to work with your cohort again, and you're going to discuss a series of questions in a seminar format to kind of wrap up the concepts we've been talking about all semester long. So let's take a look at what a typical week looks like. Now you'll notice here under Monday and Wednesday I have class and quotations time. Because we don't meet at a regular time on campus, it can be very easy to wait until the last minute to complete all of your work. And that is neither going to be successful, and it's just going to stress you out. For example, if I know that I'm always free from 8 to 9:30 on Mondays and Wednesdays, maybe that's my class time. And so every Monday from 8 to 9:30 and every Wednesday from 8 to 9:30, I know that I am logging onto Blackboard and working on this online public speaking course. Now, obviously, you're going to have some additional homework type of stuff to do. So let's just kind of look at a sample schedule. So on Monday in your class time, I would recommend checking out the weekly unit and just sort of seeing what all is due that week. That way you can plan and schedule out when you're going to tackle each piece. You also want to watch the weekly lecture videos, and then right after that, I would recommend completing the weekly quiz, because the quizzes are going to be tied to the lecture videos. Now, you do have until Friday at 8 a.m. to complete the weekly quiz, but like I said, it's probably a good idea to knock it out early on in the week. Now, as far as your homework, I would at that time probably look at the weekly readings and make sure that I read those, as well as put my personal post on the weekly discussion board. Then on Wednesday at 8 to 9:30 again, I'm going to consider that my class time again. So that means I'm going to jump back into discussion board and read through my classmates' posts and post my replies by that time. Again, you have until Friday at 8 a.m. to complete that discussion board, but I think maybe spacing it out during your class time, that second period, would be a great way to break up the work. And then also I would go ahead and complete my communication journal entry as well. Again, you have until Friday at 8 a.m., but I would recommend going ahead and tackling it earlier on in the week so that you can get some good feedback from me. And then I would say Friday for kind of just my homework time. So that would be the time that I can work on any ongoing preparation for my current speech, such as research or outlining, maybe working on some revisions based off the feedback I've given you, or jumping into the mental and physical practice for the actual speech. This also can be considered time for any planning and review sessions that you will have with your cohort. Now you'll see here that I've said 6+ hours a week is a good rule of thumb for success, and I want to explain to you how I came to that number. First of all, if you attended this class on campus, you would essentially be in class with me for about 3 hours each week. And then the sort of rule of thumb is that you have 1 to 2 hours of homework for every credit hour. Because this is a 3 credit hour course, that means about 3 to 6 hours of homework. So really a 6 to 9 hours a week is a great rule of thumb to be working on public speaking. So let's take a quick look at the speeches that we have. We have 3 speeches in this course: a self-introduction speech, an informative speech, and a persuasive. Now, this self-introduction speech is a 2 to 4 minute speech where you're going to introduce yourself to the audience. And this is going to be done online. And I am going to give you an opportunity in the coming weeks to sort of practice this, how you can use the Blackboard Collaborate feature to record your speeches. And there'll be lots more tutorials on how to do that in the future. The next 2 speeches, the informative and persuasive speeches, make up the duo speeches. They are 2 different speeches, but they happen to be on the same topic. So first you're going to inform the audience about a specific aspect of your topic, and then later on in the semester you're going to persuade us to do something about that same topic. You will also be presenting your speeches with your cohort. Again, I'm going to give you a lot more information and tutorials on how to do this in the future. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to arrange with your cohort how you want to deliver these speeches. For example, maybe you all want to get together here on campus and you want to deliver your speeches in person to a live audience. You can certainly do that. All you'll do is you will organize that yourselves, and then you will record that and you will submit that to me via Blackboard Collaborate. Or maybe you want to do this all virtually. You all have different, you be in different locations, but you can all log into Blackboard Collaborate at the same time and develop and present those speeches virtually. You'll have that option as well. Again, don't stress about this. I'm going to give you a lot more detail in the future. Over here, I've really quickly outlined the speech process, and there's basically 3 steps to each of your speeches. Over here in this area are some additional speech policies about attendance, the type of delivery style, the time limit policy, as well as some ethical guidelines. Now, these are really here just because these are things that you will definitely experience when you're asked to give a presentation in the real world. For example, if you take a look at the attendance policy, it says failure to present with your cohort results in a 0 with no makeup. If you're scheduled to give a presentation, a whole lot of people are counting on you to be there. And if you're not there, you basically are letting all of them down. Now, let's say something comes up, you get sick, life gets in the way. I can certainly create an alternate schedule for you as long as you meet with me in person at least 48 hours before the due date. So how to get an A in this course? You sort of need to think of this course like a job, and your grade is your paycheck. So if you want to get paid well, you got to actually show up for work. Over here on the left-hand side, you can sort of see what an A means, what a B means, a C, and so on. Now, I want to really kind of talk about these first 3 grades here, A, B, and C. Now, there is nothing wrong with a C. A C means that you met all the requirements. You did everything that was asked of you, and a C is a great grade. Now, I challenge you guys to push into this A-B range because those grades are reserved for those that go over and above the basic course requirements. And so obviously this would be like trying to get a promotion or get a raise. And so obviously I want you guys in this range. Here are 3 things that I think can help you get an A. And lastly, here are some tips and resources that can help you. The main thing that I want you to get out of this section is to ask for help. There is also some fine print here that you should be aware of, and just make sure that you're aware of specifically this no late work policy. The next section that we're going to take a look at is the schedule, and that is located right here on the left-hand side menu. When you click on that, that's going to give you a very quick overview of each week, what you need to watch, what you need to read, as well as the assignments that are due. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about here is that you notice that there are no textbook chapters in here, and that's because I have not required you to buy a textbook for this course. If you have already bought a book from the bookstore, you can simply return that because all of our articles will be located here online. Now, you can see up here that anytime we have something that is due, anything that you need to turn in or submit on Blackboard, it needs to be submitted by 8 a.m. on the day that it's due. So that means you have from now until Friday at 8 a.m. to complete these 3 items. The next section here that I want you to take a look at is the announcements section. Each week, every Monday, I will post just a really quick announcement just to sort of tell you what's going on this week, maybe address any issues that have come up or give you any tips. Now, this next section here, the weekly units, this is a really important part. If you want to know what is due each week, I would get in the habit of going to the weekly unit section every Monday, so that way you can plan out your week. So if I take a look at this, you can again see the items that are due, the items that I need to watch, the items I need to read, as well as the 3 activities that are due on Friday the 15th. And in order to have access to all of those, you simply click this week 1 link right here. And that will bring you to the inside, and you can see the table of contents of the videos you need to watch, the readings for this week, as well as the quiz, the discussion board, and the communication journal. Under the next tab is speech information, which gives you a quick overview as to each of your 3 speeches, so you can check those out and see what we're going to be doing there. And once we break into cohorts for the informative and persuasive speeches, this next section, cohort tools, is going to give you a number of ways that you can communicate with the people in your cohort. Now, this last section here, I'm not really going to show you too much about because they're pretty self-explanatory. My grades section is where you can view an updated list of your grades. I try to keep those updated every week for you. And the frequently asked questions and resources page is a great place to take a look at any tutorials that you may have. For example, I've got some already listed there, as well as some links to the help desk, the Blackboard help, and this student resources tab is a really great place for you to go if you have questions about how to navigate Blackboard or My VWCC. Along with that, we have some library and research tools. Because you will be using research, there are a lot of great tools here at the library that you can take a look at. Among them, this tour, as well as this research LibGuide. And then lastly is extra credit opportunities. I've gone ahead and put them already there for you. So there are a number of extra credit opportunities that you can take advantage of at any point during the course of the semester. I hope this video has given you some insight into how to tackle Blackboard and also be successful in this course. So now I want you to go ahead and jump into the week 1 unit and get started on all of your work for this week. If you have any questions along the way, just shoot me an email or come in and see me during office hours. I'm happy to help you out. But let's get some of those questions knocked out this week so that you can get started off on the right foot. Look forward to working with each of you, and let's have a great semester. Thanks, guys.